Here's my take on the Super Saiyan tier list. Now, I'm not just going to be ranking these based on how cool they look, but also what the transformations accomplished and whether or not there was good reason for the characters to assume the transformation in the first place. So let's get started with Super Trunks. He gets an F because he really didn't get anything done. When you think about it, he basically just got buffed, lost, and then went away demoralized. He really wasn't able to accomplish anything, and if he had a year or nearly a year in the hyperbolic time chamber, he should have been able to figure out this form's weakness. So he really didn't think that through. Now we have perfected Super Saiyan Blue from the manga. This gets a D. Now, a lot of people think this transformation is so cool because he was able to delete some of Zamasu's body, but here's the problem. Here's why I rank this so low. First of all, it's based on a bland transformation. Second of all, when you think about it, according to the manga, the reason why he perfected Super Saiyan Blue was because he found a way to be transformed without having all of his energy leak out of him. But if you watch the anime, keeping the energy from leaking out is what gets you into Blue in the first place. So to say, oh, now they really can contain their energy, that's just backtracking. So you depower the characters saying they can't contain their energy in the manga just to give them a new transformation, a new step in the middle. It was absolutely pointless. Now we get Green Broly. Now I'm going to give this a C. I like that it has no stamina loss, unlike Trunks' transformation. That's why it's 2 ranks above it. But at the same time, I like the Hulk from Marvel Comics, and I'm aware that this is basically a take on the Hulk. At least that's how I interpret it. He hulks out, he gets big and green. I think it's awesome. Super Saiyan 3 is also a D-list transformation. Now, the reason why I don't give it an F is because in the Funimation dub, the guitar music, the rock music that plays when he first takes the form, and how everyone's just watching him and the whole universe is shaking, that was a pretty cool intro. But other than that, what does he really accomplish with this form? He kills Kid Buu in his Super Saiyan 2 form, because remember, he made the Spirit Bomb, and then he turned Super Saiyan 2 to push the Spirit Bomb on Kid Buu. Gotenks, all he managed to do was get absorbed, and Super Saiyan 3 Goku fighting Fat Buu. That's another reason why it's not on the F list, is because Super Saiyan 3 was the first time we ever saw anybody be able to trade blows with Fat Buu and live to tell the tale. So that's why it's not a complete F list transformation. And now what have we got here? This looks like it's just Super Saiyan 2. So I'm actually going to put Super Saiyan 2 in the A category, because when Gohan first took it, there was a lot of drama behind the transformation. And I think actually this is also an image of Super Saiyan 2. I don't know why they have 2 of them, but whatever, I'm just going to get it out of the way. Here's the point. The stakes were super high when Gohan first took the form, and then seeing Goku and Vegeta accomplish the form represented new ground being broken for the Saiyans. And so for Super Saiyan to just be the limitation of their power would have shortened the series, so I'm going to give it an A because of simply the stakes that were raised when Cell forced Gohan into Super Saiyan 2. It did get cheapened a bit when every Saiyan could turn into it, because I thought it was a Gohan exclusive transformation, but nonetheless, it still made its point. And not only that, but it managed to stay relevant throughout the series, because Super Saiyan 2, Vegeta, Majin Vegeta losing to Fat Buu showed us how much of a gap in power there was from the Cell tier characters to the Buu tier characters. Now we have full power Super Saiyan. That gets the highest grade I can think of, because what this form basically represents is the ability to take all of your rage and emotions, but channel it through being calm and measured. It's okay to have an emotional outburst, but as long as you think about it and think about the consequences. The ability to conserve stamina to fight longer is an excellent idea, and I personally thought that if Goku didn't consume stamina in this form, why not just stack the Kaioken on top of it? Now we get to let's see, where am I going to put this? Yeah, I'll leave it there. It's a B transformation. Not great, but not bad either, because of the fact that this was the first time we ever saw anyone lay a finger on Semi-Perfect Cell next to Tien. The fact that Tien was able to hold him back was pretty impressive, but remember, Semi-Perfect Cell was suppressed when that happened. He had just transformed, but Semi-Perfect Cell had powered up when he fought Vegeta, and Vegeta was actually able to lay hands on him. This did not seem to have a major loss in speed, and that's why I think that this form made a lot of sense. It was the best Vegeta could come up with, and it matched his personality quite well. Now, I'm actually going to go and put Royal Blue Vegeta in the same tier, because let's just be honest, guys. Royal Blue Vegeta is just a reskinned version of Ascendant Vegeta. It's the exact same form, it's just one has blue hair, but they both serve the same purpose. Vegeta is trying to press his limits, and the only way he knows how to do that is through hulking out his body, but at the same time it costs him a lot of stamina. False Super Saiyan gets an F. I don't really see why they had this in the movie. I don't really know what much to say about it. Was this the writer's way of drawing Super Saiyan before the manga came out and they didn't know what it was going to look like? And it wasn't very relevant. Again, the Slug movie wasn't very compelling. I felt like it was just the King Piccolo saga retold in 90 minutes. Not that interesting. The original Super Saiyan gets the A. Who did not? It doesn't just get the A, it gets the Superb. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to put it above the Full Power Super Saiyan because of the fact, simply the emotional impact of Bruce Faulkner's score when Goku first transformed after watching Krillin die. For that reason, I'm actually going to put Ultra Instinct Omen on the same tier as ordinary Super Saiyan, because they both sort of get introduced in the same way. Goku's Spirit Bomb fails, his back is against the wall, his only option is to break his limits and go right through his opponent, and that's exactly what happened in both circumstances. Frieza survived the Spirit Bomb, which led to Goku becoming Super Saiyan, and Jiren survived the Spirit Bomb that happened before Goku went Ultra Instinct. They're both introduced in a similar way with a very dramatic music, and then Goku doing that classic Bruce Lee glare. And so for that reason, I rank them both as absolutely superb transformations. Super Saiyan 4 gets an A. Super Saiyan 4, in fact, I would say it's a high tier A. Let's put it up here. Granted, this form did not accomplish much, but again, I believe this form was the same concept as Full Powered Super Saiyan, taking your concentration and your self-control and using that to channel your brute strength, because he had to control his Golden Ape form in order to achieve this form. So the idea of balancing self-control with strength and impulsivity, I think, is an excellent concept, especially for an anime which has been stereotyped by characters just raging and getting new transformations that they pull out of nowhere. So the ability to actually take a smart writing approach. But the reason why this doesn't make the superb category is because of the physical appearance. Let's be honest, this is an ugly transformation. He gets pink hair for no reason, and he gets eyeshadow like he's a hooker. That's why I don't really care for the aesthetic of this transformation. It would have been better if they had lost the eyeshadow and maybe left his hair looking like it did in base form. In fact, that's actually one of the reasons why Ultra Instinct Omen goes above Super Saiyan 4, is because of the fact that it pretty much sticks to the same concept of Goku's base form, just containing all the power within himself. Now we have this, I guess, super hulked out. This is when Super Saiyan perfected Blue Goku in the manga hulks out trying to fight Jiren and shreds his body. He doesn't accomplish anything with his form, and it's the manga's way of trying to give a nod to the anime's Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, and so because it just doesn't accomplish anything, and because all this form basically does is it serves to make Goku look stupid so that Roshi can school him and so that Jiren can lecture him. But other than that, it totally reverts the character. You mean to tell me a character that is capable of coming up with this smart, intelligent form all of a sudden becomes dumb enough to try this? That's not very consistent. And I hate when they do that in these shows where they have the characters accomplish something, but they realize that that accomplishment is too great and would take away all tension from the story, so they depower the character and make them too stupid to accomplish what they've already done. It's no different than Mastered Ultra Instinct, which I'll get to in a minute. Super Saiyan Kaioken gets a hardcore low F. It's not as bad as this hulking out Super Saiyan Blue Goku, but the reason why I give Kaioken Blue an F is simply this right here. The way Kaioken Blue was introduced is story-breaking. If Goku already discovered a Super Saiyan form that does not drain stamina, why couldn't he stack the Kaioken here? Why does he have to bother with stacking it here? Not only that, it gets worse actually. The idea that Goku can stack Kaioken on top of Super Saiyan completely defeats the idea of Super Saiyan because of the fact that Super Saiyan is supposed to be the ultimate Saiyan transformation that brings out your limits. Now, here's the main thing about this. Now, I guess I'll just get straight to the point with this without making this video too long. When Kaioken Blue is first introduced, the stakes are appropriate because Goku has a huge risk if he activates the Kaioken. He may damage his body, like he suffered from ki sickness after he used the Kaioken against Hit. And that's consistent with the original writing of the Kaioken, because when he first used it against Vegeta, he shredded his body and he was actually unable to fight properly shortly after, which is why when Vegeta turned into a Great Ape, he was able to walk all over Goku. But towards the Tournament of Power, Goku seems able to just spam the Kaioken on and off even while he's a Super Saiyan Blue with no stamina loss. I'm sorry, but that's not how the Kaioken is supposed to work. There are no stakes for him at that point. You've completely nullified the transformation and just made it a plot device to say the character gains an X amount stats boost because we say so. It serves no purpose. Having him get beat down in Super Saiyan Blue creates more desperation than just knowing that, oh, he has the Kaioken in his back pocket. Super Saiyan Rage Trunks gets a C. It's just like Broly's Rage form, or I guess Legendary Saiyan form. It's a form with very little explanation, but it was satisfying to watch him cut Zamasu in half, and that's why I say that this form did actually accomplish something that we didn't see until Goku used Perfected Super Saiyan Blue. We never saw anyone inflict substantial and lasting damage on Zamasu until Ultra Trunks, or I guess Rage Trunks or Ikari Trunks, cut him in half. So the fact that he accomplished that puts it in the C category. This would have been a B transformation if they explained it better. Now we have Broly's Ikari form. This form was able to put a hurting on Goku and Vegeta. That's why I rank this form as a B transformation. Again, it lacks explanation, but in this case, we don't really need it because Broly's such a cool character. And I'll be honest with you, I don't care for the original Broly. I think the original Broly was just a boring Nappa ripoff. I felt like he was just a sadistic, tall, hulking Saiyan. Okay, it's Nappa with green hair. Whereas this one actually had more of a backstory. This one has actually been through some serious trauma. That's why I would actually say that this is actually a low-level B transformation. Super Saiyan Red, honestly, it gets a C. Actually, you know what? I'll give it a low B. It's the low B category. The reason why Super Saiyan Red gets a B for me and not an A or a superb is because of its plot contrivance. Those of you out there who thought it was BS to watch Gohan just sit in front of Old Kai and get that powerful after just a ritual should be equally pissed to watch Goku just hold hands and get that powerful after a ritual. Now, the reason why it gets a B and not a C is because in the anime it comes with a healing factor, which actually adds a new dimension of abilities and opens up a new level of possibilities for the Saiyans. For example, if I were Goku, if I were fighting a vastly strong opponent, I would fight them in Super Saiyan 2 or 3, and then once my stamina gets drained or once I get injured, I transform into Red to undo the damage. In fact, turning into Red kind of equalizes the playing field with foes like Frieza, because every time Frieza takes a new form, it undoes the damage on his body. Now, the reason why this doesn't make an A or B is how the writers used it. They should have used this to fight Golden Frieza and lose, just so we can see that Goku needs something more, and then have Blue be introduced as the back is against the wall transformation, where Goku doesn't even know he can go blue, but the rage wells up inside of him and he somehow meshes Super Saiyan together with it. This is Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and again, I thought he was the best introduction to Super Saiyan. Mastered Ultra Instinct. You guys are probably going to get mad, but Master Ultra Instinct gets an F. This looked way cooler. This was the first time we ever saw anyone throw hands with Jiren and stay in the ring afterwards. This was the transformation that got the dramatic music. This is just a reskinning of this. There was no reason to make his hair white. Not only this, but the main reason why I give this an F is because the writers retconned Goku to be unable to do it after the Tournament of Power. Oh, why don't you go Ultra Instinct? Vegeta said to him. Goku says, nope, I forgot how to do it. And because of that, and also, it's called Mastered Ultra Instinct. Mastered means you know how to do it. Mastered means you have complete control. So you mean to tell me that Goku has control of the form, but doesn't have control over the form? Yeah, right. That's why I don't believe that he actually mastered it. I believe they just recolored the hair because they couldn't think of what to do with him. Super Saiyan Blue gets a D. Actually, it's better than Super Saiyan 3 because it actually accomplishes... Wait a minute, what has Super Saiyan Blue accomplished? Let's think about this. When Goku beat Jiren, he was in his Super Saiyan form and Frieza was in his final form. Zamasu was killed by Zeno. Let's think about this further. Hit didn't lose. He actually won, but Monaka faked out. Golden Frieza, you know what? That's the only victory that Super Saiyan Blue has under its belt is Golden Frieza. You know what? This form is garbage. There's no drama building up to it. There's no reason to take this form. They just introduced this form. He should have gotten comfortable with this, and we should have seen him progress with that before taking this form. This form was introduced too soon. Oh, yeah, you know what? This goes to the very bottom of the F list because they have Krillin being able to hold this form out, hold off this form, and 18 being able to kick away a blast that this form put out. So yeah, this is my list. I thought that the above forms had the best writing, and everything is in order of how well I thought the writing was that led to the form. Anyway, this is just my opinion.